Well, Australia's workforce is undergoing one of the biggest transformations in decades. So, from the rise of multi-income earners to the growing demand for a 4-day work week, Australians are reimagining what work means. Employers face a pivotal moment, adapt to new expectations or risk being left behind. So we're joined now by the founder and CEO of Insights Exchange, Nichola Quail. Thank you so much for coming in, and I'm glad you've got a glass of wine.
Friday.
Yes, cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Yay.
I've got the
Is it
water.
vodka? Yeah, no.
Sadly not.
She's hardcore.
Yeah.
All right, so we are trying to figure out, we're all trying to figure out the new world of work, right? So what is your take on how things are shaping up in 2025 as we actually enter 2026, really?
I know. Oh, look, there's a lot of dynamics at play. I mean, it was interesting listening before about the role of AI agents, and as we can imagine in 2026, that is going to absolutely accelerate and certainly impact the world of work. But even right now, what we've seen in the last 12 months is the rise of the side hustle, the gig economy, and we talk about sort of underemployment, where people are trying to make ends meet. So they might be working 2 jobs. And it's not even just about, reaction to cost of living, as we know, inflation and interest rates. But for some, it's that entrepreneurial dream of, okay, I've always wanted to be a business owner. I might have my 4-day-a-week job and take a day to kind of pursue a passion project. So that kind of 40-hour a week, 5 days in the office, that's really a thing of the past.
But the cost of living also has a big impact, obviously, with the side hustle, or people can't get full-time jobs. So what did you find in your research?
Absolutely. So closing that income gap was a big driver of people trying to pursue a second income. It could be, I might be an Uber driver, or, go and work in a retail store so on the weekends. So, that single income, even dual income now, trying to pay, those rising interest rates, it's not enough.
So when it comes to the 4-day work week, so you're not saying just work in the office 4 days, 1 day work from home. You're saying that your research is showing people literally say they could do their job properly in 4 days?
Yeah, this is it. And, it's funny, I think now we're also seeing that generational shift, that actually people are wanting, more from life. So actually, yes, they want the same salary, but if there was a salary cut as a result of that, potentially that's something for a younger generation they're willing to trade off to be able to have more of that lifestyle. But also what we're seeing in the future as agentic starts to take accelerate, that actually that 4-day work week is going to be a reality.
Could it also sometimes be a really privileged position to come from? Because when you're talking about a 4-day work week or working from home and all the hybrid, this is not possible for nurses, for garbage truck drivers, teachers. I always,
Construction
that's the part of
workers.
it that really rubs me the wrong way.
Look, it's really funny you say that. I agree. And I also think it's interesting, we've seen this week in terms of that flexible hybrid arrangement, a certain bank that's, kind of come in the news. And this is it, with unemployment on the rise, that's, employees may not be able to be as, have that flexibility. It's like, well, actually, if your employer says you've got to be in here, well, yeah, that might have to be the case. So.
Now, you also found a rise in anxiety about job security.
Absolutely. And look, this was, these stats were taken before, the most recent round of redundancies. We've seen that in tech and banking as a result of AI. So when we do this next round, I think that's going to double. People really are concerned, not only in those white collar jobs that, in the past were relatively safe, but also for our younger people, those Gen Z starting to enter the workforce. there's a real sort of going to be quite a gap and a skills gap, and we're probably going to see a lot of people, trying to get those 2 or 3 jobs.
Just to dig a little bit deeper into that, so is part of the anxiety or the concern about job security being inspired by the rise of AI?
Absolutely, yeah. So, we had sort of 30% saying, I'm concerned that, my job will be replaced by AI. And look, I don't think that's going to be the case in the sense that necessarily it's going to be replaced, but it will be augmented. And if you don't upskill, quickly, so then if you do go through a redundancy, you need to be employable for that next job.
We have heard, though, from big US tech firms that a lot of jobs are going to be wiped out by AI, particularly white-collar jobs. So that anxiety is justified.
Absolutely, yes. And so it's how do we kind of take, our traditional skills and kind of, find another pocket for them.
I guess that's where this side hustle comes in
That's
as well.
exactly
So this
it.
research is all sort of dovetailing in and on itself.
Yeah.
So at Insights Exchange, what is this designed for, this research that it sounds like you do monthly? Is this to help employers or business owners strategize better?
That's exactly it. So we find a lot of people don't have enough data of what's actually happening in the consumer, their customers, their clients, or their employees. And so we run these regular surveys, and the data's available for anybody that wants it. So then it can actually give them a touch point into what's happening, on the ground.
Well, that's an interesting one. So it's not just about your employees. This is about the people who you are selling to.
This is exactly it. A recent trend that we reported on, the sandwich generation, people looking after parents as well as kids at home. What does that mean for mortgage brokers or buying groceries or so it actually touches a lot of different types of businesses.
So
And
Insights
Nichola,
Exchange.
but just one more thing, sorry to butt in there. So you also found a generational divide in work values.
Yes, absolutely. So, and this is where I guess that sort of millennial and below them Generation Z, in terms of that flexibility, it's kind of what they've grown up with, and that 5-day work week is almost foreign. And also in terms of, whilst, as we said, money absolutely is a key driver, but equally flexibility and lifestyle, they're willing to trade off.